So for those parents who are wanting to equip their 16 to 20-year-olds to go into tech jobs now, specifically software development, what skill stack would you recommend they learn, and where would you recommend and how would you recommend they look for jobs for their first job?
Anyone, degree or no degree, has an uphill battle getting that first job. Once you've gained that experience, though, it gets easier. So, how can you short circuit that process? The first thing I would say is you've got to be self aware. Is tech something that you really want to get into? Because you talk a lot about parents for their kids, and they can't live vicariously through their children. So if their children don't have a real desire to get into tech, then no matter what they do, they're going to have an uphill battle. They need the intellectual curiosity because at no point are you done learning. Tech is such a huge field and it's changing all the time. If you would ask me this question in the 70s, I would have said COBOL. In the 90s, it would have been VB. And then 2000s, it'd be web development. What can you do now? And there's just such a breadth. A safe stack would be JavaScript, HTML, C Sharp, .NET, microservices, Python, some of these skill sets. But when I say that, I don't want people to think that they should just go get a book on JavaScript and read the book. If they have a real desire, here's how you short circuit it. And here's how I hired developers for 25 years. I would ask them the question, tell me about a project that you built outside of work or school. And I would wait. And if their eyes lit up, if they caught fire about the D&D character builder they built, or the database they built for their writing interests, and they talked to me about how they were up till 2 a.m. learning how to solve this specific problem, because I knew syntax is irrelevant. At this point, I know 12 different programming languages. I'm a full stack developer. And even though I'm retired, I'm currently learning a new one because I'm interested in keeping up with the current tech. Let the problem you're trying to solve be the guide for what you want to do. I have 6 kids. My oldest son is 24. He was interested in tech. And so at 12 years old, I was teaching him C Sharp and game design. He went on to be a QA engineer in my company. And then our lead mobile developer, who's now 24 years old, doing mobile dev. My current 17-year-old liked tech, but not line of business. So he learned Unreal Engine and is now on his second game that he's building because he enjoys building games. Know yourself. Know whether or not you're self-aware enough to, this is my current passion, and then solve a problem and build a project and let that be your guiding light. At that point, when you have enough skills and projects behind you, building your cover letter specific to the job, catering your resume specific to the job. And if you happen to get that interview, talking about those projects that set you on fire, that display your passion for what it is they're looking for, displaying how you can bring value to the organization. Those are really great ways to signal to a future employer that you're worth hiring and investing in.
Wow, that was killer. That was killer advice. And I really hope people take that one to heart because I could not agree more that the first job is the hardest one, especially in a new industry, especially when you're first coming out of high school, especially when you're trying to get your first career, first job. That one's the most difficult. And if you can find the right spot and the right company and the right fit, it can just change the way you are able to learn and what you are able to learn and the type of people who are able to teach you. That's such good advice.